Susie Sue. And if you don't know who I am, well, you probably don't. I mean, I live in a real small town, but you know, in that town, everybody knows who I am because my name is plastered everywhere. It's not exactly for a good reason, but you know my face is everywhere, so it's great. So, I live in a small town, and there's one church my daddy's the pastor of, one little playground where I have my fun, and one little supermarket where Samuel works. Oh, and let me tell you about Samuel. Samuel's the cutest little boy I ever have met. And one day, when Gran was real sick, I would get to go all by myself. But I'll get back to that. See, my daddy's the pastor at this church, and I was the little tithes girl. So I would walk around with a little bowl asking for people's tithes. And then we would sing like, oh, hallelujah. But I never really understood why. I mean, God's not going to drop down to the clouds and listen to us, is he? So what the hell's the point? But I did it anyways to make Daddy happy. All around the world, there are different religions that shape our cultures. In this piece, we will follow a young girl as she takes a cookie cutter idea to the different religions, where she takes out the ideas that she wants from Christianity and the areas she wants out of being an atheist, and becomes Suesy Sue, the Atheist Christian by Celeste LeBeau. And I decided to go talk to Sammy. By the way, that's his nickname from me, Sammy. Doesn't that sound hot? Anyways, I wanted to talk to Sammy because I wanted to date Sammy. But if I dated Sammy, then I wouldn't be able to go to heaven. I would go to hell. But see, Sammy said he was an atheist, so he didn't have to worry about it. And so I decided that I would figure it all out, and somehow I'd be able to date him. So, back to the supermarket thing. Gran got real sick, so I got to go all by myself. So I went down to the grocery store, and I got all the necessities. The grape juice, the oyster crackers, and Gran's special medication. I'm pretty sure it was just cocaine, but you know, it makes her happy, so I got it anyways. And then I went and checked out. And then I got to stare and count Samuel's cute little freckles all over his little face. And then he asked if there was anything else I needed, and I just whispered, yes. And I grabbed him by the ears and that was my first kiss. And it was the most romantic moment of my entire life. Until the manager pulled me off of him, which was the first step in my name being plastered everywhere because I got banned from the grocery store. But then I went home and I went to the park with Sammy. And then one day I decided to tell Gran all about him. But she had an interesting reaction. You know, I never understand you little kiddos. You and your love lives. You're all going to hell. I'm telling you, you're all going to hell, you little stinkers. But I'll be down there with you because Gran had her fun back in the day too. See, Gran kind of scared me sometimes, but that's okay because I love her. And then, when homecoming came around, Gran and me got real excited about it. And she had an interesting approach to it all, but that's okay. She got me an odd-looking dress, and then she told me that when Sammy asked me out, that I had to act real defiant against him and say no. So, when he came and asked me at school that day, I said no. And then I walked out real dramatic to make sure he You know, Samantha! Barbie knows Samantha! Samantha got Botox at age 5! Samantha's perfect. And I got real upset and I marched my way home and I cried to Gran. And that's when Gran told me that she didn't think that Sammy was that cute. That he was too weird of a person. She was just trying to make me feel better. And then the day came around that I decided I was going to go get a Botox. So I marched my way down the store, made my little disguise, made sure nobody could tell who I was. And then I got in there and I saw Sammy. And then I got real upset and so I left. But I made sure he saw my butt too. Because, you know, guys like those things. But days went on and I was really upset because I loved Sammy. He was my Sammy. So one day when he was having a picnic with Samantha, I decided to go join them. And I saw him, and then I grabbed him by the ears and I kissed him and I kissed him and I kissed him. And then we got up and we left Samantha right there sitting by herself. Huh. You don't got all this stuff, Samantha. And we left. And we had the best love life ever. And that's when I ran into the issue that I needed to be a Christian to go to heaven. But I wanted to be with Samuel. So I asked him about it. And this is what he said. So, you know what I do? I became an atheist so that we can get down to it, but we don't have to worry about going down there. So, if you really want to know about the details, we can talk about that later. But you can be a Christian around your daddy-o, but when you're with me, you can be an atheist. So I thought about it a lot, and I thought it was a pretty cool idea. I'd be a Christian when I was around my daddy, and I would be a perfect Christian. But then when I was with Samuel, we could have some fun and not worry about all the technicalities. Oh, and we had the best relationship ever. We kissed, we did some other stuff, but then when I was around my daddy, I made sure I sang, and I made sure I did all the tithes. So, any of you little kiddos out there who are a little confused about this, become an atheist Christian. Be a Christian so you can go to heaven and be perfect for your parents. But then become an atheist so that you can have your fun with your little lovey boy. Thank you.